When our sense of well being is tied to doing well in a hierarchy, we will never know how to center ease. When you can give yourself permission to have an empty calendar, empty commitments, to delegate, to give things to other people to figure out. When you retire from saving the world and you're not trying to monetize your sabbatical, you're not trying to monetize your retirement, you're not trying to monetize your healing, you're not trying to make a business or a brand or a coaching service, and you just allow yourself to rest, then you get to see what's actually been the motor that has been driving you to accomplish and achieve and do. I see a lot of women chasing the soft life right now, and I completely understand why, as a strong proponent of a soft, sweet, ease-filled life. But what I'm noticing is that many of them are actually just moving from one exhausting, unsustainable structure to another without actually figuring out what it means to live a soft, ease-filled life. So they have soft ascetics and hard, exhausted, fried, dyed, and laid to the side nervous systems. A life that actually works and is actually soft and sweet isn't just about opting out from the system. It comes from building something that can sustainably hold you. And that's what we're not talking about. Hi, friends. My name is Elle, also known as the Empress of Ease, who helps ambitious, high achieving, but exhausted women create softer, sweeter, more ease filled lives. I live in Bangkok, Thailand, and I love the soft life, which to me means a life of ease, flow, joy, sweetness. One thing I consistently notice in my clients who are high achieving, ambitious, have done a lot, have degrees and accolades and accomplishments out of the yin yang, when they decide that they're going to take a sabbatical, they're going to live a soft life, they're going to take a break, they're going to start shifting from overdoing, overgiving, overcompensating, overachieving, they often are shifting into rest mode in a very linear way, healing mode in a very linear way. So they're taking the same go, do, hustle, grind, put one foot in front of the other, and then collapse strategy. They're applying that same strategy to their healing journey, to their resting journey, to their life journey, even if they're not in the same traditional work structures that got them there. And this can look like staying up all night, working with multiple healers, teachers, coaches, guides, joining multiple programs at the same time. This can look like filling your calendar with things that are supposed to be the soft life or the relaxing life or the ease-filled life, only to look around and realize your calendar still has no breathing room. You're still stacked. You're still overcommitted. You're still doing too much because you haven't made the internal shift that will transform your external reality. Instead, you're just using the same approach to your healing and your ease that got you burnout in the first place. This is what I noticed with my clients who are brilliant, creative, successful, amazing. They know how to create a task and make it happen. They know how to visualize for the organization, for the business, for the company, for their career, and accomplish the goal. And so they often think, oh, okay, if I'm going to apply this to my soft life, to my retirement, to my ease, to my healing, to my sabbatical, then I'll have the same results in my post hustle, post grind life as I did in my grind life. But that's actually not the case, friend. That's just not how it works. To actually create a soft life, an ease filled life, one that is soft and sweet, you actually have to have an identity reframe. Because often when you have your external accomplishments, your achievements, your accolades, your social status, it often marks a sense of value and worthiness inside. It often says, I've done all these things. I have all these things. So now I'm a valuable person. Now I'm a worthy person. And the reality is you are worthy with or without those things. There's a danger, and my clients often feel terrified and very scared of relinquishing that sense of linear success and linear accomplishment and linear achievement, which I call the Black excellence or the success ladder to nowhere, because there's always one more rung to climb. There's always one more level to go to. There's always one more thing to do. There's never a place where you're like, ooh, I've arrived. I've done everything I need to do. Now I can kick up my feet and rest because that's just not how capitalism works, right? Like that's not how hierarchies work. And when our sense of well being is tied to doing well in a hierarchy, we will never know how to center ease. You have to learn how to unhook from, uncouple your identity, your sense of value, your sense of self worth from external accomplishments and external achievements. It can often be a tall order when you spent most of your life, most of your energy, most of your resources investing in things that are going to applaud you from the outside. And so when you decide to give yourself that chance, give yourself that opportunity to retire or rest or heal or take a sabbatical. The shift isn't doing more healing and yoga and Reiki and massage and bubble baths. That's a lovely soft life. Again, I'm an advocate of it. But the real shift is giving yourself permission not to do any of it, to lie in the bed, to eat whatever you want, to rest, to see what happens when you have an empty calendar with no commitments, with nothing to do, to see who you think you are when you give yourself permission to do absolutely nothing, to meet no one's expectations, to fulfill no one's demands. Then your soft life, your actual soft life, can begin. Because the reality is, a huge part of actually feeling a soft life is having soft thoughts for and about yourself. There's this quote that I found when I was probably in middle school that says, the most important things that you say are about yourself to yourself when you're by yourself. And so when you can give yourself that permission to have an empty calendar, empty commitments, to delegate, to give things to other people to figure out. When you retire from saving the world and you're not trying to monetize your sabbatical, you're not trying to monetize your retirement, you're not trying to monetize your healing, you're not trying to make a business or a brand or a coaching service, and you just allow yourself to rest, then you get to see what is actually happening in your energy, what's actually been the motor that has been driving you to accomplish and achieve and do. So many of my clients come to me thinking, okay, I'm hiring her, she's going to fix everything, or I'm going to fix everything, because clients come to me thinking that they're the smartest person in the room, even though they've hired me to do my very unique specialty work. So they're like, I'm going to figure it out, or she's going to figure it out. My work is often about taking things off of your plate, helping you say no, helping you stop doing, right? Releasing the identity that has come with your exhaustion. Because we've also been taught to wear exhaustion like a badge of honor, like a reward. The idea that, oh, she sacrificed and she never asked for anything and she gave and gave and gave until she collapsed because she had nothing left to give because no one was giving to her. That's the part we don't say, right? And so we are not having soft lives because we're trying to make them SMART goals. We're trying to make them achievable. We're trying to make them tangible. We're trying to make them tactile, when really a soft life is about surrender. It's about letting go. It's about releasing. It's about trusting your own journey and your own process of seeing who you are when you aren't doing something. That's the real magic. That's the real healing. That's the real transformation. And so many of us who have been so deeply wedded to the external value, the external accomplishment, the external perceptions, when we slow down enough and we're like, oh, I can unhook from all of that, there's often a fear of, "Oh, but no one's going to know who I am, right? No one's going to know how important I am or how valuable I am or how smart I am or how irreplaceable I am, because my energy, my accomplishment, my doing, my achieving, my action has been my sense of worthiness and my sense of value." The major internal shift requires knowing that you are worthy and you are valuable, even if you're not action oriented at that moment. Because when you drop into that and really settle into it and really allow yourself to be there, then you will start to take action from a different place, not from the place of lack and proving and insufficiency. When you allow yourself to rest and be still and receive, your decisions will be completely different. What you want will be completely different. What you need will be completely different. But you will never be able to see that unless you truly surrender into a soft life. And this is another challenge that many of my clients come to me with, is they are terrible, awful at receiving. They know how to give, they know how to save, they know how to rescue, they know how to take care of, they know how to fix, they know how to problem solve, but they're terrible at receiving. Learning how to actively receive without being transactional. Learning how to just receive compliments, receive gifts, receive support, receive assistance without having to earn it. You get to receive without earning it. That's actually a soft life. I live in Bangkok, as I mentioned. And when I first moved here, the Airbnb family that I stayed with, we went to one of the ancient sites and it was very hot. It was very sunny that day. And the Airbnb host, hi Sam, I know she watches the channel. Hi Sam. Her friend was there and he was with us all day. He drove, he was wonderful. I was so hot and I was in the sun all day that he held the umbrella, a sun protection umbrella for me for most of our time. And we were out for hours. And I was so grateful and so appreciative and really feeling what it felt like to receive from a gentleman who just was happy to let me be in the shade. And he held the umbrella for me and let me be in the shade. Now, a lot of people would be uncomfortable. A lot of women would be uncomfortable allowing a man to hold an umbrella for them, especially women who look like me. There's this, I can do it. I don't need a man to take care of me. I don't need a man to protect me. I don't need a man to hold an umbrella for me. I didn't say I needed it, but I appreciated it. I allowed myself to appreciate it and receive it. And it was so good. And I wasn't exhausted. I wasn't depleted. And you know what quiet is kept? He wasn't either, right? It's allowing yourself to receive every day, allowing yourself to receive, allowing yourself to receive without guilt, without shame, without embarrassment. And this has nothing to do with begging. This has to do with feeling worthy, that there's nothing to prove. One of the main reasons I chose to move to Thailand specifically is because kindness is a cultural value here, a cultural norm. People are kind here and people are very generous. As a culture, Thai culture and Thai people are very generous. People often, when they hear this, they're like, well, isn't that selfish? But this is what I want you to remember. You're probably already giving and you're not even giving yourself credit for what you're giving. Like your presence is a gift. Your words are a gift. Your insightfulness is a gift. You are probably a generous person and you're like, oh, I have to give more. I have to give more to prove that I'm worthy of receiving. No, your presence is enough. And that is what a soft life is. When you allow yourself to be soft, to think soft thoughts about yourself, to give yourself soft energy, to receive without proving, without earning, without transaction, that's when the softness actually sets in. That's when the softness actually happens because proving is hard. Overgiving is exhausting. Hustling is going to burn you out. Learning to be still in your own enoughness is not exhausting. Learning to receive in your stillness, it's not exhausting. It's actually incredibly generous. It's actually incredibly kind to yourself. It compounds. When you're kind to yourself and you live a kind life and you're receptive and you think kind thoughts and you take kind and generous actions to yourself, your kindness compounds. Your life compounds. Everything is so much better and so much easier. If this is resonating and you know that you want a softer life, you want more ease, you want more sweetness. I work privately with women who are creating lives that hold ease without over efforting and over giving and exhaustion. If that sounds like you, details are below. If you're interested in continuing this conversation, check out this video right here and I will see you over there. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.